No. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Friendly Geordies podcast. This fine, I don't know, is it like autumn or some shit? Winter?
It feels like it.
Whatever it is, day.
Starting to get the weather in my bones.
Yeah, it's coming. We have our lovely
The usual panel. Ali, as you can see, has lightened his skin using that Indian tonic.
Yeah. It's illegal in most countries, but not here.
Yeah,
No, we
still get it on eBay.
I'm still gonna forget your last name though. Aleks Milosevic. Milinkovic. So close.
That's okay.
Hey, what does it mean? Do you know?
No, I'm actually not entirely sure. Do you know what your last name means? Because I know that
I know what it means in Russian.
What is your?
It means daughter of carrot in Russian.
So does that mean like you come from carrot farmers or something?
Yeah, dude. It means like pleb as shit.
Yeah,
as you can get.
Because I know that it used to.
But you know what? No. Hang on. Let me clarify the record. This is weird. In Croatia, this is how low on the totem pole the Slavic nations are. I mean, it's obvious in the fact that our name comes from slave, but a pleb peasant, absolute bottom of the rung name in Russia, in Croatia, is an aristocracy name.
Really?
Doesn't that say so much about where we are in the food chain?
That's scary.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
it?
don't like that. Now I feel
Wait,
self-conscious.
and you guys
vodka.
don't know what it is. You don't know.
No.
And you
My
don't
last
know.
name? Mine doesn't mean shit. I don't know. I have no idea what it means.
No, I know that it's supposed to be like coming from a trade or something that your parents were known for. That's what most of like the Slavic last
Is that
names.
right?
So it's like Smith and Tanner.
Yeah, I think so. It's like so. At some point, my great granddad was a guy that malinks, whatever that is.
Really?
Malink.
Yeah.
What, he created Link's aftershave, did he?
Could have been.
Holy hell.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I don't know what mine is either. I honestly don't think. I thought that was more of a fucking Dutch thing where it was like Van whatever, which means like son of or some shit.
I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere it's like if it's Kovic
Sounds
something.
European as to name your kids, because like it was nepotism, but in a shit way. That was how Europe ran for like 1,000.
Oh, is that
years.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. It was like your last name was that, and that's your qualification for doing that.
Shit nepotism. That's actually so funny. It's
It is. It's I shovel, so my son shovels.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how the world was. It's a crazy thought to think like, you know, hope you like being a carpenter. It's like, but I'm passionate about art. It's like, that's
Yeah, and I suppose like if you had an aristocratic name, it'd be like now having a pen that's like, it's a Thomas Benson. It's like the name itself didn't mean anything, but the fact it didn't mean anything meant more than our names. So you knew that you were fancy because it wasn't.
I'm just pissed
trade.
off. I'm just pissed off about like, sorry, my I tried to do like a very, very lazy family tree thing with my name, and it stops like 5 generations back, and I'm like, yeah, well, what was before that? And they're like, don't know. And I'm like, can you tell me? Like, how about you tell me?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
you
like
just put your
Ancestry.com.
name in Ancestry. You did as you always said, the bare minimum.
No. That's not true. I didn't. So yes, but a family member.
Thank you. Yep.
Family
No, that's
member.
enough. Yeah, all right, go.
Right. Thanks for everything.
You've had your say.
Typical Polly. No, a family member did like an extensive one. He was like, I did my research, this American guy.
Oh, okay.
And he rolled it out. It's like on a scroll. And I was like, very interesting. But I think he sort of like, he's from my mum's side. So he kind of negated, he was just like, I don't care about your side.
Yeah, exactly. And you just come from a long line of accordion players that danced for pennies.
Yes, but I want to know how long. I want to know how long.
One-man band dudes where it's just...
That was him. That's literally why he's alive now. It's because like generals back in the day were like, don't put him on the front line. He can do the poker well.
Look at what he can do with the drum.
On a table and they'd be like, yay. That's why he's alive.
Yeah. Somewhat demeaning the legacy of my granddad, but that's the gist of it.
Gist. Okay, thank you.
It's the gist of it.
Do you know the gist of like why you're alive?
Not at all. I know nothing about my history. I know dad
Same as you are. Same as me, sort of.
I know fuck all about my history. I know, my dad was in the Yugoslavian war, and before that, question mark.
Holy hell.
I should ask more questions.
Shit,
Probably.
Was he in
I
the
just
war?
came
You don't
out
even
and I
know what
hit
your
the ground
granddad
running,
did.
dude. I don't know. Well, also, it was like, I think it was, because I was born here, and so by the time I was old enough to realize there was history to be had, like I already moved like here or like sort of grew out and was like, I'm an Australian dude. I'm like, who gives a fuck about what happened beforehand? And now in where I am now, I fucking wish I asked more questions when I was a kid. But I got Pokemon Sapphire.
Yeah.
You know?
No questions after that. None.
That was it.
Who cares?
You know, you can,
And you're right in a way.
I'm sure they tried to tell me stories, and I'd be like,
okay.
Yeah, this isn't Pokemon Sapphire.
Yeah.
You can ask them now.
well,
They are still alive.
They are still alive.
my granddad's dead, but my grandma's a liar, so I don't know how to reconcile that.
I'm just imagining her just being like, "Do you know the word gypsy?" And you're like, "Yes." She's like, we invented that word. It's like, what do you mean invented? You mean you are a gypsy? It's like, I have to go now.
Well,
Your grandfather is Louis Armstrong, a trumpet player.
yeah, look, you actually kind of don't know how close you are.
I'm sorry to take the piss.
No. It's one time I was watching 300 in the living room.
She's saying we're Spartan.
No. My dad was like, "You like this movie?" Huh? And I'm like, "Yeah, it's good." He's like, "Serbians were Spartans." And I'm like, that doesn't sound true. Just like immediately for like a 13-year-old, I'm like, it just doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound true.
But it was like you're trying to still bond with your dad at that early age. And I was like, no, fucking
cool.
way.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, pretty cool. I'm like, yeah.
Well, listen, my mom is trying to convince me that Croatians came from Iran. So I think it comes from both sides. I'm like,
trying to get you that fourth quarter N-word pass.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, that's why we can say
zone.
it. But it's like, come on, Iran. I'm pretty
what
sure.
What was her justification?
Wikipedia, I don't know. She fucking said like that we wandered over from Iran. I think it could be possible for maybe I don't know, Macedonians or some Croatians, but like I'm pretty sure most of us are fucking Ukrainian. We all wandered down from the cold, like thousands, however long ago.
Sure.
We're just like, brrr.
Yeah.
And just walk down the fucking road.
Just a bunch of snowwogs wandering, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's a snow giant.
What's this fucking? I like the water. You know, I like nice.
Yeah,
beaches.
this is not a man from the desert.
It's like
Hell.
I'm from the desert. I like beaches.
Yeah,
Obviously
that's
not.
his desert.
No,
That's the
yeah.
Of
closest
course
he's ever
not. I'm not
seen.
from the desert.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
man.
happening.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
also,
my
Alex, while
Yes.
this is on my mind, we had Arj Barker here before.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
I
What's your
love Arj.
opinion? Okay. You've met him?
I've never met him.
But you're a big fan of him.
Dude, I fucking used to almost exclusively watch Arj Barker when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I love
Good choice. Good choice.
He was awesome. He's one of those dudes that doesn't get enough respect, I feel like.
No. And didn't even when he was big, I don't think. He was always like a big alternative comedian almost. That's the feeling that he gave off. But I was trying to get to the bottom of this, and he was just like, I don't know, man, just go with the flow. But like, I really want to know the answer to this. Why do you think he resonated with Australians? It's been plaguing my mind ever since, and he didn't have an answer for it.
You don't reckon it's just because he's American and we put them above us a little bit on like when they start coming to like a performance level? Because anytime an American comes through here, there's that fish out of water confidence that they have where they're like, whoa, Aussies, you guys do things a little bit crazy here, huh? Yeah. And I think we love to hear about ourselves through the lens of an outsider.
Even though it's always so crap and like it's always just like, you guys have kangaroos.
Sometimes
What's your Lamington?
But
Yeah.
I think
Melbourne.
I think what Arj broke through with was he was probably like his was not immediately the first observation. Like he was still a little bit absurd with the fish out of water stuff. You know what I mean? He still had things that it's like there was cultural references to Australia, but it was still like a little bit more playful or whatever. Instead of this thing where it's like you see a comic come from whatever country and they're like, "What's going on with your Vegemite?" And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, obligatory."
Yes.
You know,
yes.
because I don't think it works in any other country.
Yeah.
Like it works here, where it's like, come to us and tell us what we're like.
Yeah, we love it.
Whereas I feel like other countries are like, what the fuck do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean. Aussies love that shit.
Yeah, but it's...
But man, like most of his act, like he had those, he peppered those in. Most of his act, though, I was thinking about it and I said it to him. It was like so embarrassing. I said to him, I was like, I think what you're doing is parodying a crazy person because your end joke is always something like the example that he gave was, like, my granddad died. It's his anniversary of dying. If he was alive now, he'd be 256 years old. You know, like, and I was just like, that is something that like kind of makes sense if you are a nut. You know, like it's not really, most people's comedy now is just observation, straight up observation. You know, he was not doing that. He was kind of tilting the perspective of what an observational joke is. I always thought that he was parodying it. And then he was just like, no, I'm not doing that at all. So I essentially just inadvertently accused him of being crazy.
Okay.
But like, dude, I don't know. Like, there was something.
That's pretty high praise. I reckon that's still high praise. You weren't saying he was crazy. You were like, you were subverting this thing.
Yeah, no, but like, you're just being like, how did you, like, you're just playing
insane.
a crazy person, right? It's like, no, I'm not. I'm like,
Had no idea I was doing that.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's talk about UFOs.
Speaking of crazy,
How is he in person?
I was sick. I wasn't here, which I was so pissed off
Was
about.
he the same?
Arj Barker, you can tell, and I really like this about him. He's a hippie, and he's not one of those annoying preachy hippies. He's just one of those like, we all came from the same source, man, kind of things, and that's his view on the world. So there's nothing arrogant about him.
Cool.
Nothing.
That's sweet.
And I think if I was going to put down anything as to why he like hits with Australia, is I really think that Australians despise anyone who thinks they're the shit. And I think that just Arj Barker does not think that about
That's
himself.
true. That's a good point. That's a great point. He's an American that is very much coming over here and taking the Australian sensibility of like, oh, I'm just one of you guys, whatever.
Yeah. I'm a nothing almost.
Yeah.
That seems to be his like attitude on things. And the other thing that's amazing about Arj Barker being there is it's just like he is the most harmless man I've ever met. You know, like he's just a very nice isn't even the right word. It's just like you can tell he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, I think also like Aussies like that Californian fucking character of sort of like, hey man, I was walking down the fucking
Just a little
boulevard the other day. It's like, like there's a lot of surfies in Australia. I think it resonates. Like when I saw him on Rove Live as a kid, I was like, yeah, like this guy's funny. I don't know. It works. I don't know. It's like, especially for youngsters.
It warms my heart to hear that he was nice though, because it's the worst. Like all the from Rove Live, Good News Week, all those guys.
Yeah.
You just hear stories now where they're just like,
those right.
Oh, tell us them.
not specifically those people, but I'm saying that era. You just hear stories of it's like, oh, how is he? He's like, he's a bit of a cunt. Like just
really,
yeah.
Always a little bit disappointing.
Of course.
I think this country makes you bitter after some point.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Totally.
know,
Totally.
yeah.
If the
I feel
absolute
bad for Carl
peak of it
Barron.
is Rove Live.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Carl Barron, because everyone's like, oh, he's a cunt now. That's what I've heard, right?
He's allowed to be a cunt.
But I reckon he's allowed to be a cunt.
Yeah.
But like we were doing shows in, I think it was Tamworth or one of these places. I can't remember. And it was like a cinema venue. And they were like, oh, thanks for like hanging out and like taking photos with everybody and all that. This was with Kidgel. Yeah, right? He's like, oh, thank the staff were like, you're so lovely. Thank you for hanging out. It's so sweet. They were like, we had Carl Barron here. I think they said like a month ago, and he requested that the staff don't talk to him. He had apparently, I don't know how much of this is hearsay, but like apparently he brought in his own spotlight so he couldn't see anybody. Like, so he was just performing in a vacuum. It was written in like, don't talk to him, don't bother him. He will come on at this time, he will leave at this time, and that's it. And everyone's like, oh, what a cunt. And I'm like, but if you're Carl Barron, your entire life is people yelling out after you, who's probably like a very quiet, sensitive dude, and people are just shouting your bits out at you and then getting mad at you for not being that guy.
Yes.
For the last, 30 years? 40 years?
Easily, yeah. Forever.
I feel like at some point you'd be like, no one talks to Carl.
I get it.
It'll break his heart if you talk to him.
I totally get it.
He does have that feeling about him, doesn't he?
Don't you think?
He's a real sensitive, artistic type.
Seems like a quiet dude.
He does seem like a quiet. You're right. He does seem like a sensitive.
And it's like
I think it's honestly a lot of that just seems to be like he wants to get in the zone for the performance.
Could be that.
And his performance has just been like, you ever notice the door doesn't close properly? Let the man perform. Please.
Let the man fucking.
It's like Walk Hard, where it's like he has to think about his entire life before he goes on.
Dude, let the man paint.
Yes.
The bunning snags are getting smaller and smaller. What's that about? It's pretty annoying.
Like, fuck.
Take my money. Take my money.
God, he just says it.
But I love that. I love him. I mean, you know, even I always say this, but hanging out with Jordan's made me like. It's demystify. It's not. It's made me not want to be famous because, like, what is fame? It's like, look, the money and success is good, but like, you know, like basically like endless superficial conversations with randoms, them sort of snipping 0.00001% of your life ad infinitum, being like, "You've house," or like, "Bruhs." It's like you would get to a point where you're just like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Or just at least like say something, I don't know, more something different. They don't. No one. I'm not putting it on the people. It's not their fault. It's just the natural process of how that relationship goes. It happens with everyone. It's like a band. It's like play the fucking hits. Like I'm not having a go at them. It's just like it's a weird sort of situation to live through, I think. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm speaking for you here, but
I mean, is that I don't know, because it does seem strong. Like I feel like people just panic and go like,
they do.
Oh, you'll mess. Whatever the fuck. Like, and then go, oh fuck, oh dude, I must be a dick.
Probably.
But does that happen often? Yeah.
Virtually every time anyone's ever walked to me is just either Yilmaz, Bruz, or this is the worst one. Someone. But this person I just think is just a sack of crap. Yeah. I don't think that there's anything redeemable about them. Someone that goes that like stops you, goes in front of you to impede you, like a fucking no crossing barrier, and stands there and just goes like.
Wait! I want a close up of that. Do that again. Okay, this is a reenactment of a passing, not most desirable friendly Geordies fan, and action. Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah. It's me. It's
yeah.
Fucking knew it. And then this, every time that fan always is just like, yeah, I used to watch you ages ago, but I got bored of you. It's like, thanks.
But that's what I'm saying. This country will make you bitter because I feel like shit like that happens more often to our performers here.
Yeah, it's not happening in England or America.
No, over there, like, oh fuck, like you get actual celebrity treatment here. Sorry, you get actual celebrity treatment over there. Sorry, I feel like here it's like we're mates.
Yeah.
Which is I'm gonna go make him laugh.
Yeah. It's endearing. It's just like I think it's just the thing of celebrity. I mean, I would do the same if I saw fucking Josh Homme. I'd be like, what you used to offend a twin in Lullabies, right? And I'd be like, yeah, get away from me. You know, like It's just a weird thing. It's a strange phenomenon, you know.
Not going to get that with me. Anybody that comes up to me in the street, I'm like, thank you so much. I needed this.
I mean, I think it's sick. I love when it happens to him. It's just that, like, I guess it's the style of interaction. That's all it is. It's like it's because it's like anything. It's like getting lunch. It's like you want a variety, you know. So it's cool to get a variety, I suppose.
No, I feel you. I feel like if it's gotten to your level, I can imagine how you would be like, I have this interaction 1,000 times a day.
He's really good with it.
Whereas I have that interaction maybe once every 2 weeks where someone's like, fucking...
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, yeah. And I will spend too much time.
So they do that. They squint their eyes and point at you. And
and be like, oi, fucking...
Yeah.
And you like it.
I'll be like, yeah. Remember, where do you know me from?
Put the French over there again.
I've got a knife for me. The laws aren't in yet. Come on, cunt. Yeah. No, that's how. If it ever happens to me, I'm just kind of just like, shit. So your mum's been in the hospitality for 10 years. You know, like, and I grab their arm. I'm like, where are you going? You didn't tell me what her favorite fucking pastimes are. Yeah.
My ego yearns for it.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's a weird. It's strange.
You must feel good if people come up to you and go like, Miss Love, what's up, man?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, you fucking.
But for me, it's such a novelty.
Yeah.
That like. it's like for you, it's like probably like less than that. It's just like once in a while, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like the power of it's a huge novelty.
Yeah.
Whereas for Jordan, it's just like bam, bam,
It's
bam,
part
bam,
of
bam.
your life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, look, the only other one that I do like is when someone comes up from Jordan Shanks. I really like it if they're a Jordan Shanks fan because it's always a guy with a fucking iWatch with an expensive plain shirt. You know how you can tell the difference to that? Like there's always like the cufflinks around the arm.
That's nice, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Made to accentuate his chest.
Yeah, accentuating his chest. He's got it all down pat. It's like that nice like charcoal grey.
Yeah. I know the one. A young professional.
And deservedly so. He deserves to accentuate his chest because he's been working out.
He's been doing fucking chest pumps. Or
and like
chest
in the
humps.
middle of jogging, and you know that he's like looking at his heart rate, like he'll just run past and be like, "You changed my life," and then just walk around. It's like,
that's
thank you.
fucking
That's what you want.
Yeah, that's
exactly the response you want.
Who's because off the self-help, who should I be paying attention? Like, what are you drawing most of the inspiration? Is there like a new guy now?
New guy? What do you mean?
You know what I mean? You know how like for a moment it was like Peterson was the dude.
That was the guy, yeah.
That was the guy.
And then the radical left took him down.
Is that a space you're trying to fill?
I'm not trying to feel that space. I think that there's like the great thing about the self-help market is I think that it's just like it fills itself. Like I think most people think for whatever reason their first inclination is scam. And I think that's the vast majority of the population. So I think there's like more than enough fucking room
And
to
in
go
this
around
case,
for.
they're also right. No, I'm joking.
But just in my case, right? Like there are others out there.
No, I'm kidding.
Such as Gary V. What's scammy about that?
Nothing. I opened a winery and you like wine?
Yeah, but like that's a perfect example. Like there is your Gary V, and then there's your Jordan Peterson, and then there's your Tony Robbins, and then there's your Oprah. And it's like, you know, I don't think Jordan Peterson is ever going to talk to like 50-year-old black housewives. You know, it's not who he's going for.
True.
So I think that that's the deal.
Be like, what's under your seat? Responsibility.
Yeah. That'd be amazing. Yeah, I don't think that'd make the crowd go wild.
That's right. That's right. The new responsibility marshmallow glow chew food. Like
In an alternate universe, Jordan Peterson is dancing down aisles and shit.
yeah, he would be for sure. Yeah.
shit. That's that's a funny thought.
Oh my god, that is really weird thinking about that actually. But there is a alternate universe right now where you have Jordan Peterson's name in pink running writing down the aisle.
Yeah.
Like, and he's sitting there in plastic chairs being like, so you're a victim of O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
It's all right to cry.
Yeah. Have you watched it or?
Watch what? His self-help channel? Yeah, I have. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. But that's what I was wondering. I was like, are you just coming up with this, or do you read a bunch of stuff and then sort of put it through the Geordie's filter?
Tell him.
Yeah, that's it. I read a bunch of stuff about it. What?
But tell him you're like, you know, like he's got like an origin story of like, I was walking to my job at the fishmongers, whatever they're called, the fish wharf.
Sure.
The fishery?
Yeah, those were trying times. And I spoke fluent Greek.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't work at a fishery, but as for dramatic effect, you know.
Yes.
And I was going down to gut fish or whatever, and then I saw a book that said, like, you're more than a fishmonger, and it changed his life. Like, he had one of those things, and it helped him, and...
That's way better origin story.
I know, I basically made that up, but it's kind of... It's not totally made up. It's like you saw a book and he was like, yes, and it helped and all that.
Yeah, it was unlimited power. I was out of university. I was out of high school. I was like everyone out of high school in first year uni, a bum, poor as you can get.
Yourself.
I remember I was walking through the library and I saw unlimited power on the desk and I was like, that's Tony Robbins. He's a scam artist. And for whatever reason, I picked it up, read a page, was like, well, that's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. But, you know, broken clock, all right, that page is also right. But that explains broken clock is right twice a day. And then I just kept reading it. And I was like, holy shit, this is like the cheat code to life. Like, this was just there. Like, this is when you used to, like, ring up that fucking hotline for PlayStation and be like, in Abe's Exodus, how do I get unlimited lives? Like, it was that. And then I went over and told my friends. And then they were sitting around smoking bongs. One of my friends... he was just like, this is fucking incredible. And we used to walk around while they were smoking bombs talking about it. And I remember this one time we went to his holiday house and they were all sitting there watching a documentary about the Sex Pistols. And it was just like, and we were all high as shit because we were still 19-year-olds. We were like, They were sitting there watching it. And we were sitting there and just over and over, just like Johnny Rotten being like, and so I asked for peace and they put fucking carrots in the piece. I threw it right at him. I said, I didn't ask for fucking carrots and then I'm supposed to go to jail, right? Like that's what I was rebelling against.
And you said you weren't wasting your time. Fuck me.
And I remember like my friend and me looking at each other. We were 19, had no responsibility at all. We're sitting there smoking bongs, watching TV. Nothing is expected of us. And we go up, he goes into his study, I go into his bedroom, and we sit there and we just read self-help books and start writing down notes about the things we were studying.
One sec.
And
nerds.
I know.
All right, continue.
It was pathetic. It was pathetic. It really was.
Yeah.
But then we walked down, we were walking out after 2 hours, walking around talking about the things that we learned in self-help. And we walked back, and I'll never forget it. Like, I remember feeling like so energized and so optimistic about the future and like, you know, making every second count, you know, like that kind of thing. We walked through the door like G'd up talking about this stuff. And they're like the only thing that has changed in the last 2.5 hours is they went from this to this on the TV, and then it just finishes with Johnny Rotten's being like, yeah, so in summary, it was all fucked. And then it finished. And then I was just like, and like, dude, and I was just like, fuck, dude, like just in terms of like hippiness, the vibes of just us like getting this whole thing of like, you can do whatever you want in your future. It's all up to you. Like there's no limits on what you can accomplish. And them sitting there being like, yeah, fuck, go Johnny, like just stoned out of their minds. And now when I look back at that point, this is what really freaks me out. I'm me. That guy is a fucking world-renowned architect, and the other three are absolute dropkicks. Like absolute, still fucking druggos to this day, have done nothing with their lives. And I sit there and I was just like, that was the fucking fork in the road right there. And like what happens in that 10 years was completely because I just picked up a fucking book from Tony Robbins and read it. That was the only fucking difference between us. We had the same school, we had the same upbringing, we had the same social circle. All it was that book. And so now when I look at self-help, I'm always just like, I just want to be able to like, if I could get like 100 people to get on that path, like that would be more rewarding than literally changing governments, you know? It's unbelievable the power of self-help.
For the record,
magic.
I'm sure those boys still have good qualities.
They do.
Just after obliterating their character. One of which being not having a gay self-help channel.
Yeah, like there's pluses and minuses. Oh my God, that's definitely true. Like he's not wrong. They're cooler.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Like I was also one of those people not one of those people, but I fall into the doing nothing for 10 years category. I was the one just being like, basically that for 10 years. Just
yeah, but I don't care about that. I care about the fact that this is the thing that really freaks me out. To this day, they're going to be like, Jordan Peterson, Tony Robbins. Anyway, back to asking my dad for my rent money this week.
Right,
you didn't. At some point, as always, you're slow off the mark, but you got there.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
boys need to work something out. What the fuck?
Friendly compliment Georgies. That's what they call him.
Like for 10 years, you were like, it's a scam. And then eventually you were like, no, it's not.
No, it wasn't even that. It wasn't 10 years as a scam. For 10 years, I didn't know what it was. You never talk.
Because it sounds you
never talked to me about it.
The pitch sounds like bullshit. The pitch of self-help does sound like bullshit.
Yeah.
Until you find you're in. I think everybody just has a different.
There's definitely things to say you can't take anything from any of it is like insane, because it's like some of it is just like, you know, eat better, like eat vegetables. How's that a conspiracy? You know, like, you know, like I can understand if some people might say part of the industry, that industry is like sucks, you know, like blood sucking or whatever. But it's like, you know, there's bad in any industry, and it's like,
Yeah, well,
it's such a broad thing. Like Marcus Aurelius.
I was gonna
Isn't that
say-
self-help? I would say that's self-help.
But also, I think the reason it's like there's such a. I think that how people feel about self-help in general is sort of reflected. I don't know if I'm misremembering this, but I heard, didn't the philosophers get chased out of Athens?
Damn, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And killed.
Did they
And
get-
killed for their extreme views on, like, I think being happy is probably a good thing. And they were just like, kill him. Kill him.
Wow.
He's bumming
right.
everybody out.
He's bumming everyone out.
Wait,
I'm not happy. Get him.
Was Socrates, was that Rome or Greek? Was he Italian?
Greek.
Okay, so yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Because I think we still have that sense that we want to chase the philosophers out a little bit. Because
Yeah.
it is prissy cunts being like, you tried eating vegetables, like, shut up, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially-
happy. Are you?
Yeah.
Especially
Because a lot
in
of it-
Australia.
a lot of it is, you know, like Instagram philosophy. And I
see,
think
that
that
shit-
muddies the good
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. No, I
So when someone goes like, I'm a self-help guy, you're like, I bet you are.
No. I totally agree.
know?
Like you said, the Gary V thing and like these guys.
Yeah,
are
well,
just,
Gary V's like, you can make $1 million. You just have to fucking go to garage sales and barter with an 80-year-old woman.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking
Yeah.
cringe shit. But like,
And rip the 80-year-old woman out?
Where she's like, that's literally that was my mother's Holocaust ring.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'll
yeah.
give you $11.
Yeah. You can sell that on eBay for 15.
And then within earshot of her being like, I just fucking lowballed that bitch like crazy.
Oh my god! Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a-
like
yeah.
yeah.
Of course
Gary
pe-
V exists.
Of
it's
course,
true.
people are going to be like, ugh.
and even what's his name? Old mate, the fucking whatever his name is, the guy,
Let's go.
the famous guy.
Which one? There's
like-
a lot of famous guys.
Joe Rogan.
No, but another like shaved head guy. What's his name? The guy who went to prison.
Oh, Tate.
Yeah, Tate. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
brand of just kind of like, it's like it's there's like dumb people that can like grab onto. It's easy to be bad and like fucked up and bullshit us in that realm, I think. But that doesn't negate like the ones that help or any of the fucking books that are really good. Like my favorite one's Ikigai, which is just like this book about Japan and Japanese philosophy in East, and it's like that's really interesting. It's just Australians.
You know what,
Australians
like,
don't like improving themselves. When you're like, I'm
No,
trying to improve myself, I was just like,
No, but you know what? Like,
fancy
dude, they like
pants.
that kind of self-help. They like the self-help
Eastern
of just like,
philosophy.
if you have a shit life, you can just look at it a little differently, and you can get on with having shit lives. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Japanese people in World War II just used to eat scraps, but they were cool with it.
Yeah,
They like that. They like just being like, I'm scum, but I can stay scum. They like that.
That's true.
But I like the 80s self-help that's just kind of like, the way that I look at it, Jordan, Air Jordans are a failure. There's other shoes that have made more money. That's sick. That's
by the
so
way,
much
that's
better to me.
I don't know if that's a fantastic. That's this far away from doing a great RFK impression.
Oh yeah,
That was
Oh, yeah,
so
I can do
close.
RFK.
RFK is
Yeah.
very strange. It's like it's getting worse.
Well, it's like there's no difference between him and Steve-O, is there? It's just like, I really regret doing this. The fourth Jackass, I think it was a bit too far. It's like, look, judging from your voice, I think you're right.
Dude, RFK on Steve-O is my new favorite riff of all time. So RFK on Jackass, new favorite riff of all time.
Dude, that's
Was he on
funny.
it?
No. Just that. I'm saying that,
right.
that
Yeah.
world is so fucking
Perfect.
funny.
I can't listen to it, though. I can't listen to his podcast. His voice is too far.
I
Both of
can't-
them, you nailed that comparison.
I found that taking away the visual component of RFK makes him more listenable. If you
How?
can't see the struggle, his voice is just a little gravelly.
A little.
Really?
Yeah. If it's just audio, makes it so much more listenable. I don't know.
What happened with him? Did he get like throat cancer or something?
He had something. Apparently, the new thing is he had a brain worm.
Yeah, literally a brainworm. And of course, all the smug cunts on the political sphere were just like, he literally had brainworms. It's- I don't know if you should be making fun of someone for having their
fucked.
brain eaten.
That's fucked. But no, I can't fucking listen to that guy either. I don't believe
The voice
you that,
is too
dude,
painful.
I
Voice
don't
is-
believe you that it's easier to listen to without the visual. I don't believe you.
Honestly, try it. I'm telling you, the visual component is the worst part because you can see him trying to get the word out.
Why doesn't he
and
just
your
get the-
your brain's like, come on, get it out, get it out.
No, no.
But audio, you don't see all the
Okay.
process.
Why doesn't he just like chuck it in and just get one of those sort of like, hello, my name is JFK? Why doesn't he just do that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like that would be worse, honestly.
Maybe.
I feel like that's a
I
tough-
would prefer it. I
Yeah.
just personally
What's
think
the go with that guy? Is that guy? Is he like gonna gain
gonna
any
win the
seats?
presidency?
No, not the presidency.
Can he do it?
Well, not the presidency, but is he gonna win some seats or something? I feel like all this work he's done. Is he gonna get a seat, however or something?
No.
No, you don't think so?
Nothing.
No.
He's gonna get
He
nothing.
might fuck it up for Biden, but he's not going
Oh,
to.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why like he's just endlessly on the whole like
Peterson.
free
Rowe.
speech has gone like
Yeah.
where's the line? Like he's on all of those podcasts
Yeah.
endlessly because they're just trying to siphon votes off the Dems.
See, this is the thing. This is what's good about having Jordan as a mate and a fucking, pod co-host or whatever, or being a co-host. But it's like, it's so cool because I'm so emotionally influenced by things. So I'm just like, yeah, I like freedom. And fuck you. And it's like, will you vote in hand with the NRA? I'm like, yeah, sure. Is it for freedom? They're like, yeah. I'm like, then yes.
Why are we
Just
still
look at how
here?
many times they put it on the rifle end.
Yeah, and then Jordan has to sit down and it's like, they're siphoning votes from the Democrats. Like, if you want to learn more, visit
Meet me in the most public forums possible.
In the meantime, watch band.tv if I'm not available. And it's just like, it's good to have that perspective.
Yeah, nice.
Because before him, we always talk about this, or at least I always fucking blab on about it. But like, I used to be like libertarian. Like I was like, Macca's should run the world. I actually thought that.
Macca should run the world.
I mean, kind of that's what libertarianism is, right?
What is What can you bullet point it for me?
No government, essentially, minimum government and free market rules society. So it's like,
As someone described it once, a libertarian's ideal world would be the only government job is the president, and the only thing he has is a suitcase with the nuclear codes, and that's it. And then everything else is just like the
Privately
free market
run.
will decide.
Oh, that doesn't sound good though.
no, it sounds bad. That's not how they.
Terrible pitch.
I mean, look,
terrible.
that's not how they.
Like
That's
maybe
not-
hire some security guards for the president with the nuclear codes.
I was
so
going to
someone
say, it's like
doesn't
just
take it
some
off him.
cunt wandering around
Yeah,
and Ronald McDonald's your vice.
but that's. But that's not how they chalk it up. They talk it. The positives, they say like, you don't have to pay tax. You're not getting, the bureaucracy's gone. You're not having to deal with these bullshit, which there are a lot of bullshit bureaucratic made up jobs where people sit on their ass and do nothing and get paid a lot
Sure,
for.
yeah.
So there's like
Dude, I'll tell you what the alternative to that is. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. It's like the way that I like to think about it a lot is like everyone hates fucking dodgy tradies, right? Like that is the greatest holy grail of a current affair is just putting the mic in front of some lib where it's like, don't touch me, bro. Like that. That is everyone fucking hates that
The
guy.
plumbers from hell.
Plumbers from hell. The way that I always think about it is like the libs always come in and they're just like, oh, we're cutting red tape. And what does that mean? It means that you have people that can't go out and prosecute like cunts like this. So like everybody just starts ripping everybody off as soon as like the government's not
That
there. And it's
doesn't
like,
sound good.
okay, you can sit there and have bullshit jobs in the government, but like everyone else is brought to justice.
No, I
Or you
agree
can
with
just have
that.
everybody else just like increasing red tape in their own fucked ways. You know, like that's what
exactly.
happens.
And they don't exactly. It's like you think that it's kind of just like the Wild West where it's like, yeah, I'll rip you off, but no, like it's ultimate freedom, but that's just kind of like no safety net. There'd be no Medicare. There'd be no. So it's like, you break your leg, and it's just like I got to go to hospital.
The
It's
free
like,
market will
Sure,
fix
yeah.
that.
yeah, it's like, well, do you have?
need a
I hope
kind
you have
stranger.
30 grand, and it's just like, but I don't. It's just like, we're gonna cut it off, buddy. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
lose the leg. It's like you look cool. And now I think it's cool again. I'm back into libertarian. Well, there you go. Easy come, easy go.
Speaking of, we've got to talk about P. Diddy.
Oh yeah. Let's talk
yeah.
about, sorry, I'm a terrible mediator.
Speaking
here.
of-
I'm terrible. And then also that other subject, something Lee's.
Yeah.
Susan Lee's.
We'll get to that.
Well, you're
So what
the
do you know about
expert.
P. Diddy first off?
Honestly, I've tapped completely out of this, dude. It came at a time where I was like, I don't have any more bandwidth to add to another tragedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've reached my end.
Yeah,
with that
Israel,
shit.
P Diddy, I can't handle anymore.
Yeah, well, I think it's been a running thing for like the last 5 years where I'm like, just another fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, Duma vibe.
I sort of know the bullet points. But I don't know any of the finer details.
Well, I didn't know
that's
shit
where I'm
until
at.
he showed it to me.
But I feel fully confident in chastising him.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know what? Someone made a point that was amazing. It's just like, dude, every time there's like a celebrity, like a huge black icon that gets in trouble, like OJ Simpson, Kanye, something like that, like the entire black community comes out. It's like, OJ not only didn't kill Nicole, he defended her, man. That's why his blood's there. You know, like they'll just just come up with what fucking any conspiracy theory to like, I don't know why, just to just absolve any black celebrity. No one's coming out for Diddy. No one fucking defends Diddy, which is
until tonight.
You know what? I saw some black guy until tonight. Yeah, come on.
No.
That's three amigos finally out of there.
I mean, we're going to get into the American market somehow. P Diddy didn't do it. There's video footage.
Yeah.
Fake, deep fake.
See, I think that Puff Daddy didn't really die, and that was who beat up Cassie instead of Diddy.
Hey, his name was Puff Daddy. Then now it's P Diddy.
It has to be a different guy.
It's a different guy.
Think on
It's a different
that.
guy. It's a different guy.
You can't just have two names.
Think on that.
Man, you know what was amazing?
That's opening shot.
You know what? Like they were interviewing a black guy about that and saying like, why aren't they defending P Diddy? How good is this? He says, man, because his music garbage, man. And is he wrong?
No.
Dude, P Diddy sucked.
P Diddy sucked.
Don't you think, like, has he ever made a bopper? Like, every single one of his songs, I was like, turn this shit off.
I didn't
Like,
mind that one that he did for like Batman or something. Oh, was that Seal?
that was Seal.
There was.
What
P-
the
also,
fuck
but-
you?
but-
How do you get those two?
P.
Like,
Diddy-
okay, dude, that is the biggest. Like, all black guys look the same.
Okay, no,
There's
no.
no way.
No.
Seal
Puff-
is disfigured.
Okay,
like Seal. I'm surprised he's alive.
Listen,
like,
Puff-
what happened to that man's face?
No, Puff Daddy.
Like, dude, 50 Cent has been shot in the face and he looks better than Seal.
No, Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy has one good song.
What?
I don't know what it's called. I stand by it.
I'm going to look it up on Spotify.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look it up because, like, I've honestly never heard anything that P Diddy's. Like, I just don't even know why he's famous. Honestly, like, he's terrible.
Fun bit, by the way, I'm going to play Puff Daddy's top song every day for the rest of the year, so it's in my Spotify rap next year.
That is a
When
fire
everyone
bit.
starts posting that.
Yeah,
That's also a commitment to a bit.
Dude, I've already started doing it with. I found 10,000 hours worth of fart noises on Spotify. I play it once a day. I play it once a day.
why?
Just so
Why?
I can have it in my Spotify rap next year for the bit.
That's amazing.
What's it in between songs? It just goes and moves to the.
It's legit.
Do you like Sick Animation? Have you heard Sick Animation?
No.
Jordan, I got to show you. They're really funny.
Okay, Diddy's
Anyway.
top song is called "I'll Be Missing You."
That's the one I like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that? How
Ding,
does that
ding,
go?
ding, 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 ding. He stole the riff from the Police. It's
Okay,
a
well,
banger.
yeah, great, mad. Okay, so it's just the Police's song is a banger. Is that
Basically, yeah.
it? Okay.
But how does
Can
he
we
make it his
really
own?
give him this?
We can.
Why?
Because he put a different beat on it. That's a remix.
How?
Put it in the mic.
Why,
Put it in the
you
mic.
made the snare a little more reverby.
Yeah, pretty much, actually, yeah.
Oh, this song actually bops. I forgot about this one.
Jordan does have a good point. It's a Police
It's
song.
just a Police song, and the Police are
It's
mad.
sampled. It's
the Police
sampled.
are sick.
I'll still
And also,
pay
dude,
the
I will
song.
pay this as well. Like, his voice is beyond generic. It's actually, like, grating and pathetic. Like, as soon as he gets in, it's just like, you have no flow. It's amazing. Like, you go to America.
That was a beautiful white Anglo sentence.
Yeah, you have no,
You,
you, sir, are a disgrace to street
Get out of
music.
here, you nincompoop. You have no flow.
Disgrace to street music. No flow whatsoever.
Out of here, you
My
ragamuffin.
word.
The Thames flows more than you, sir, and it barely flows as it is.
I cast thee out.
No, look.
Dude, it's like, it's so true.
But
That,
Puff-
like, we've said this a million times before. You go to America and, like, any black guy that works at Popeyes, you always think, how are you not a rapper and fucking T.I. is? Like, the average street guy there
awesome,
is
yeah.
way more,
That's what I found.
who'd have guessed, is way more street than a fucking multi-millionaire.
But the thing with Puff Daddy is, to go to his defense, is like Pretty sure he was just a producer, man. He just sat in the background and bopped his head at video clips. He was more a famous.
So what
He was
happened?
kind of
why-
like DJ Khaled.
Was he?
Yeah,
I think
was.
that
He
was more his role.
His
of like,
label was bigger than him.
Yes.
like Big Money Records or whatever. You know, I don't know what the fuck.
I think it's one of those.
Yeah.
One of
They're all
those.
called that, like Cash Money, Big Money. How good's this one? How good's this? Beat Billionaire. I always thought, like, does that mean he has billions of beats? Is that what he's saying, or is he?
I don't know. And he's probably saying, I'm
there's
so good at beats
but
that I'm
you
a
but you
billionaire."
aren't.
You aren't.
You just aren't.
No one on earth is billionaire from beats.
Beats.
Even Dre, who made Beats headphones, he wouldn't be a billionaire.
Actually, hang on. I'm going to double check.
Look
I reckon
up how
fucking.
much
I
Dre's
reckon
worth.
fucking. I actually think that P Diddy might be a billionaire. Let me just check. Even though these are always bullshit, but
I reckon he would have to be he's probably a bit. Oh, no, because Jay-Z just hit $1 billion.
That's insane. Is he? Is
And
he
there's
a
no
good
way.
rapper?
There's no.
yeah. No, okay, yeah. He is only just, guys. Only just.
Only just.
He's
Yeah, get the fuck
estimated
out.
worth $1 billion.
Get the fuck out of here.
Pov motherfucker.
Wasting my time with that shit.
I can't
You
believe you
piece
made
of
us
shit.
Google it, bro. You prick.
All right, hang on.
We're
hang
the
on.
real victims.
For real.
What was the other one that you said? Jay-Z. I'm going to see what he's
yeah.
worth. Fucking hell, 2.5.
Yeah, let's go.
What as if that cunt deserves it as well? Like, dude, all of these people are just like, I knew Tupac.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why they're worth billions of dollars.
Is
No, Jay-Z's different. Jay-Z's a very, very well respected.
yeah, I defended Kendrick on the last pod because these guys were just like, he's shit. I like Kendrick. I think
Kendrick
he's-
is amazing.
but he's not a billionaire, is he?
Nah.
What's Kendrick?
He probably will
Well,
be
let's
one day.
find out what Kendrick's worth. I like Kendrick a lot. He deserves to be a billionaire.
Dude, he's only worth 75 million. Pov, piece of
But
shit.
see, that's why he's street. What's Drake worth?
Drake?
Yeah, right now, 75.
I reckon, no way, man. Like, that guy's
More,
probably worth
more.
500 million.
Yeah,
I
let's
guess.
see,
let's see.
250.
See,
Yeah.
that's why Kendrick wins. Forget the pedophilia shit.
Yeah.
He wins. Kendrick wins on street value right there.
He understands
Just a-
the culture.
Yeah, just a meager 75 million.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, he's one of us.
Yeah, he's one of us. But yeah, Jay-Z, I was never a fan. I don't know though. It's not my. I don't know enough about it. I guess that world.
And chat, tell us, are we wrong on this? Does Puff Daddy have a song that he can claim is his own as opposed to just putting his annoying voice over the top of a police track? Like, is there anything else that he has?
Such a damning report.
But
of
it's definitely,
Puff Daddy.
dude, it's definitely true about this whole celebrity thing. You're so right. Because, look, you know, Michael Jackson, purely because he created Thriller, everyone's just like, look, I'll look the other way. You
Yeah.
know, like everyone.
not just
Everyone.
Thriller. There's more than that.
There's more than that.
Off the Wall's an amazing.
Oh,
album.
dude. Kanye got,
Everything he did was
Yeah.
amazing.
Kanye got
Everything.
to be a Nazi for a year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
We just let him.
Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
We
Yeah.
just we all we were like, yeah, but he did fucking do.
You got to give it to him. The guy.
My Beautiful
is-
Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
Let him fuck it.
Yeah.
Come on, you
Yeah.
guys remember Runaway?
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny. It's fun.
Jesus
yeah.
Walks was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Yeezus the best.
Jesus was great.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like there is a point that we will take if
Yeah.
you've put out good enough shit that everyone's like,
okay.
hold on, what is he saying? What's he saying?
I got a question
Whereas
for
P.
you.
Diddy doesn't get that.
I got a question for you.
No, he
Alex.
doesn't. It's not even what is he saying. It's just like let him do it. Let him
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck he wants.
Well,
It's fine.
we'll get into that the PDD thing. Do you just a random? Do you think Kanye is a happy man?
No.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a happy man for sure.
What? Why? Where?
I feel bad for Kanye.
I don't feel bad for Kanye. He did this. He did this to himself.
Yeah, but I think
Nah,
he's
dude,
just
that guy's fucking mentally ill. There's
yeah,
no
that's
way.
what I'm saying. I think he's got legitimate problems, and I think.
But also, when he wasn't mentally ill, I hated him. I thought he was a cunt then. Like, I really hated
Yeah,
him.
but there's a
Like, he was
distinction
so
between
arrogant.
But that's
He's
the
the
game.
exact opposite of Arj Barker.
Yeah, but that's the game. That's the rap game. You have to be arrogant, don't you? Like, that's,
Do you?
yeah, I think so.
Hang on, let's go through this. Is
Well,
there
there's-
any rapper that isn't? Probably
Dude, there's
not.
no rappers that are like, I don't need to make a lot of money. I like just
That's
hanging out
actually
with my friends.
By the way, that's actually kind of J. Cole.
who?
J. Cole.
Oh, I don't know him.
J. Cole he's one of the other people that was in the beef between Kendrick and Jake at the beginning.
Okay.
J. Cole, who's also considered the one of the
Nice.
big three. But
Really?
But most of his shit is very much like, I don't need to make a lot of money. I just want to hang out with my friends.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
just like, I'm not. My rap's not even that good. I actually wanted to get into.
No, he's
Frankly, I'm amazed I don't have to work at Walmart.
Yeah, and maybe I will because it's good for your work ethic if you catch my drift. You know who else? Will
Kind of.
Smith.
Yes, yeah, legit.
Wait, what do you mean?
Will Smith is the safest rapper. Family Guy did a great bit on it. Where it's just
No, but like, we're not talking about safe. We're talking about arrogance. And that's an arrogant man. Imagine standing up in the middle of the Oscars and slapping Chris Rock. Like, also a mega fucking celebrity.
That's my argument.
Like, can you imagine the narcissism you would while all the cameras are on? It's just like, this is going to make me look good. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
That is my argument for it always comes out.
What?
Like, whatever your thing is that you're afraid of, or like the thing that you're trying to pretend you're not, always comes out in some way.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm saying Will Smith, when all that shit, he's like, I don't have to swear on my raps for this to go crazy. And he was always like the family-friendly celebrity. Everyone loved Will Smith. It was always squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And then one day it just fucking came out with the slap where it's like, that's who you are.
Yeah.
That's been this entire fucking time. And
yeah,
instead of you having to be the perfect person every fucking day, maybe if you just microdose being a cunt every once a week
everyone
or whatever,
should.
like everyone should, then you don't end up fucking slapping Chris Rock.
At the Oscars.
It always comes out. It always comes out. Let that shit go, dude.
I agree with you.
What do you mean let it go?
I'm going to fucking start a self-help channel.
Why? What does let him go, man? Because like you might be onto something. What's let it go?
No, I'm saying let it, because with all, okay, it's partly the celebrity's fault, but I think it's also partly what we expect of the celebrity as well. Where it's like they have to be the perfect person. Someone like Will Smith, I fully believe, right? Like I fully believe someone like Will Smith was like kind of getting the Rock treatment now, right? Where it's like the Rock can't not be the Rock. Like he's this pristine celebrity figure.
Totally.
That any sort of like crack in the armor or any like realism, people go like, oh, I don't like that. You're the Rock and you make a lot of money and we want to make a Jumanji 3. So,
bro.
Hold it together. You're not a person, you are a product.
100%.
And then when you try to do that to yourself and then also your family, you end up getting cucked out and slapping Chris Rock.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Whereas if you just went like, fuck it, I'm angry sometimes. I'm not always like, hey, I'm Will Smith and I'm just this one thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, well, what you're really talking about is like the expectations of the public.
Yeah.
Because, okay, let's say this.
Partly.
If Kendrick Lamar slapped Chris Rock, I think that the public would be like, he's just being real, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's fine.
No, I think people would still go like, oh, he's gone crazy.
Not as much as Will Smith.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's still like an act of aggression on a pretty public... Like I don't think anyone would go, oh yeah, that's just Kendrick. You know what I mean? If he slapped another dude on stage, I think everybody would be like, seems like a bit much.
No, they would.
No, they would definitely, they'd still just be like, oh, this is an outrage. But like, you know, as you're saying, you can never look at Will Smith the same way again.
True.
There's that behind him. So he's ruined his reputation. Whereas Kendrick, everyone would just be like, that's cold, man. But like, it just make him look more.
Oh, but I'll tell you
more
what,
gangster
but
in the end.
I guess that's what I'm saying is that Kendrick spent more of his time in his career dedicated to being like, here's the most authentic version of me. Like I'm trying to give you who I am instead of a manufactured version of me that's better to sell.
I mean, Kendrick
You know what I'm
killed
saying?
someone.
No, he didn't.
I thought he killed someone.
No, I don't think he did.
He always says it in his fucking...
These guys say everything, man. I don't think he did.
Bro, I'm pretty certain.
These guys...
My mate went on a rant about it. He was like, passionately told me about it.
I don't know. I've
it's not
I've
a
heard
great
the opposite.
source.
Yeah, true.
My mate.
My mate.
I'm straight. Look how baggy my
Their
pants
word
are.
on the street is.
How baggy these are. Yeah, I think also it's like, it's crazy. You can't trust anyone that doesn't have a healthy ability to be angry and a bit of a
Dude,
a
fully.
bit of a beep.
Me and my partner talk about this all the time because I was raised in a Serbian family, so we have a healthy relationship with anger. Well,
you have to let it
anger's
be.
just one emotion that you experience. And
Yeah.
my entire life, my parents have yelled, my sisters have yelled.
course.
It's not this like crazy overt thing.
No, it shouldn't be.
But she finds that her family they're not really
Is she? What's her background?
she's just Australian.
Yeah,
It's
Aussie.
they don't really yell at each other and get it out. It's more like sneak dissing and passive aggression.
Yes.
Yeah, putting a toothbrush in the toilet.
Yeah,
Yeah, that stuff, yeah.
Where it's just like little things, like little jabs this way and that way.
Way worse.
Which is so much worse.
Way worse.
For
Have it
a
out in
family
the-
unit.
Yeah, have it out in the open.
Well, just for general like social health, I feel like you have to be comfortable with anger. But I
Agreed,
think
yeah.
another thing
It's a
about
very Serbian thing to say.
No, I agree with
think it
him.
Of
makes
course,
sense.
a Croat agrees. Yeah, wouldn't it? I mean, I agree as well, but I do also know that this is such a fucking ethnic point of view. Like, it really is.
But I mean,
Welcome
what
to
else?
a Serbian pod.
What else are you gonna do? You know what
exactly.
I mean?
It's like a steam. You gotta let off steam. You gotta let it off.
Dude, I have an issue with you. We talk about it now, and then it's done.
Exactly.
Instead of this shit where it's like, I have an issue with you, but you're not gonna know about it.
Yes.
You're just gonna have. I'm gonna drive you crazy. Like I'm
Not
gonna
good.
make it this thing where I start planting seeds where you go, is Alex mad at me? And then when we talk, I'm like,
Jordan, take note.
everything's fine.
Well, I've got to say, like, as somebody on that field, like, it's a very satisfying feeling.
He's
when
pretty good at doing
the
that.
shoe is on your foot. when it's on your foot, that's
When
great.
you plant the seeds, you like planting the seeds.
It's not that it's my natural go-to. I think it's like a bad thing. It is a bad thing,
is
but I
bad, yeah.
definitely do that. And just like the Japanese smile, it's just like, no, everything's fine.
Oh, so you have like
do
little
that.
finger blood
What's that?
Littlefinger from Game
What's
of Thrones.
that?
Game of Thrones. Like
He's just a midget that's kind of just like
little guy in the
we
shadows.
wait and we travel to some other town and have some ale, and in 3 years we'll kick him in the shins, like
Yeah.
that kind of shit.
Yeah. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I think that what you guys are doing is way better.
It is.
It is
It's-
way
yeah.
better. But surely there's just like, I don't know, being Thai.
What do you mean?
I don't think they've ever been angry at anyone
No, it's
ever.
Japanese thing. I
The
think that-
Japanese, they're me to a ridiculous caricature level.
Like
they're
Machiavellian.
terrible. Japanese people are amazing in the sense that, like, it's the same with Koreans. It took me a year being in their society before I realized, like, oh, they all fucking hate me.
what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why would they hate you?
Because you're a foreigner and you're a lout, and we are. We just aren't as fucking advanced and civilized as Koreans and Japanese people are.
They wouldn't hate. Hate's a strong word.
They do. They hate fucking foreigners. They
are the-
pretend to like them to the point that you don't even understand. And that's the thing that they're in their head just being like, what a fucking idiot. He doesn't even get that I
Yeah.
like just, they because you're just so much more
What do they hate about
civilized.
foreigners?
Huh?
What do they hate about foreigners?
Dude, we are loudmouth, brutish, idiot donkeys. We really are. I'm sorry. It's just like, dude, we didn't come up with fucking Samsung. You know, like we do. There's like,
shitty flip phones?
yeah.
Yeah, we did. We got Optus. Isn't that Australian?
We made Wi-Fi, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's all we did. And
pretty
we
good.
bum fucked ass backwards into that and was like,
Hey.
fuck, look at the waves in the sky. Yeah,
Oi,
okay,
oi.
nice. And then we're so stupid.
The
we
fuck
didn't even
is this, dude?
What?
Ned Kelly and Wi-Fi should be enough.
Ned
For
Kelly
an- for an entire
Why Ned
civilization.
Kelly?
Cheers,
How is that an invention?
cheers.
Just the
The
helmet.
maddest
The
cunt.
helmet.
The maddest cunt.
Cheers
The
to that.
maddest?
Cheers to
Ned
that.
Kelly.
Dude, everyone has better national heroes than us. They do. They
I mean,
fucking
it is
do.
funny that they're like, he's like a gunslinging criminal, but like, I think you're over. I mean, there's different. You can't generalize. Like, there's
What?
Like, there's fucking. I just feel like you're doing the generalizing thing.
What are you talking about?
You're generalizing Westerners and you're generalizing Asians. Like,
Oh,
they're-
of course. Yes, I am. But you have to. When you're looking at a broad culture, you can't just sit there and be like, well, Min Sun actually really was like quite even-handed. You're just going to sit there and you're like, who's Min Sun? And I was just like, you don't know. He works at Paris Baguette.
Good old Manson. No, I think
Always bringing an even keel to the
you're
conversation.
being too harsh on us Westerners.
How?
Dude, I love the
No,
West.
that bad.
I've got
die
a
for
whole
the West.
video. I've got a whole stand-up show where my entire point is fervently defending the West.
Yeah.
I like to a point where people are just like, okay, dude, like you're pushing some boundaries here, you know?
Hey, which show? The one you're doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm doing. Like I do think that it's
what
like
I
an
like to
incredible
hear.
civilization. Of course you do.
I like
and
that.
you should. Because you
I mean,
were on the
the-
front line for defending it,
it's
and
the
thank
West-
you very much for your service.
Yeah, the West is a broad term.
But you
of
wouldn't
what he's
know that
talking
because
about.
you think that like the history started when you're with your dad in 1995. But
I know that something happened before then.
you just don't know what.
I'm not sure.
The Big Bang.
It's like you know
Big
in
Bang.
You know in Smash
That's what he
Bros.
calls
when
it.
you have-
Big Bang, Yugoslav War,
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Pokemon.
it's like the fighting games where you have like the question mark around the character that you haven't unlocked yet.
That's all mystery.
I know the shape of history.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but okay. When you say your show's about the West, your show is about a fallen West that doesn't exist anymore. That's not. It's a side of the West. It's not the West we live in now.
No. Well, yeah, but the remnants of it is still there and running through it.
Barely.
And so,
it's just Venice now. We live in Venice. It's all money and
Yes, but they upheld things like this. We're going into my stand-up show,
Sorry,
which you should see. But like,
it's a really good show, bro.
Basically, the reason that they're doing
it's a really good show.
The fact that you are defending ancient Roman institutions that make it, those things, like giving the idea that like a state should, it wasn't like this back then, but it was like the seeds of it, which is like that there should be a secular state that isn't run by like fucking a